is CBS 11 News Now.
Hello, everyone. Joining us here on this Facebook Live News Now. This is our digital update. I'm Ken Molestina. We want to get right to some breaking news that we are covering. We're following right now, coming out of Ellis County. Chopper 11 over the scene right now of this is Craig Road and Green Acres. You can see some fire crews down there and a couple of fires that broke out down below there. We're being told that this came in as a call for a grass fire. Now we can tell you that several structures in what appears to be about the size of a block there have caught fire, have had some kind of damage. There on your screen you can see what appears to be the footprint of where two trailers were at. Those are completely gone, nothing but ashes there. Just to the right of it, you can see smoke still coming from the roof of one of the other structures there. This is a third one, and we've been watching firefighters kind of battle this fire here for a little bit. They're trying to save what's left of that trailer. Obviously, the roof there looks like it's going to be a total loss there for that. But again, this is happening right off of Craig Road, Green Acres in Ellis County. This is in the city, within the city limits of Palmer. This is an area that we understand Ellis County put out a burn ban earlier today, and we're also being told that there are a handful of other counties in our area that also have a burn ban here today. But again, Chopper 11 over this scene right now. We're told about 5 structures in this general area have been affected by this grass fire, and a couple of them have completely charred out. And once again, this is Craig Road and Green Acres in the city of Palmer, Ellis County. Of course, grass fires have been a big concern for us around here lately, especially when you consider the dry conditions that we've had outside, as well as the wind. And of course, folks who are joining us right now, remember we are live from our Fort Worth studios. We're just giving you a look of what we're working on right now, a little breaking news at this moment. But be sure to send in your comments if you have any questions, if you want to talk to us. That's the way this works here, so we'll keep the conversation going right now. Ron Shaw also letting us know this is in Palmer, Ellis County. That's correct, Ron. Once again, Craig Road and Green Acres on the corner there, and that's where all of this is happening. Call went out about 40 minutes ago at this point, maybe a little bit more, 45 minutes. And when crews arrived, this is kind of what they've had to deal with. You can see the firefighters there on the ground trying to save what's left of that one trailer. Unfortunately, there were several other structures that were fully engulfed in flames when they arrived there, and those have been just charred, burned to the ground. But again, another live look right now from Chopper 11 as they give us a wider view of what's going on over there. We are keeping a real close eye on that for you. And of course, if there's any updates on that, we'll let you know. At this point, there's no indication that anyone was injured as a result of all of this. But again, these are all details that we're keeping a real close eye on for you. Again, your comments are coming in right now on Facebook, so that's why I keep looking down. If you have any questions, let me know so we can chat with you guys. Let's get you over to another scene that happened earlier today. This is right in front of AT&T Stadium. Over in Arlington on Collins. This was a gas line rupture that kept fire crews pretty busy there this afternoon. You could see the several streams of water being poured onto the flames there. Of course, those flames, they kept going for a pretty good while earlier today as crews tried to keep those flames from spreading, while others worked to cap that ruptured gas line. We're being told that as of last check that gas line has been capped. So that's some good news out there. But again, that happened Collins Avenue, or Collins Street rather, right in front of AT&T Stadium earlier today in Arlington. All right, let's come out here, joined now by Jack Fink, our political reporter here at CBS 11. And Jack, you are covering, or rather, you got a bit of a preview for tonight's State of the Union address with President Trump. What can we expect that you think the president will talk about tonight? Well,
I think the president is going to be talking about the economy for sure, his record on the economy, tax reform, the fact that the stock market has done very well, the economy has grown, the confidence by businesses and even consumers is very high. I think the president is also going to be talking about immigration.
Yes.
Tonight, it really is the next big issue up for debate. It's been debated, but I think now it's really, time is ticking, and this is something that's really at the forefront. And then the other issue is he wants to have a $1.7 trillion infrastructure plan. Right. So it'll be interesting to see how he pitches that. and how Democrats and Republicans react.
We know one thing about this president is that he loves to boast about what he considers to be his successes. What do you think he might...
I don't know any president that doesn't.
Right. Him and
they all like to boast.
Especially on Twitter, we all see the tweets. When it comes to that, what do you think he might highlight the most tonight, or something that he's going to...
Well, I think you would have to go back to the economy.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, jobs are growing, unemployment is down, wages are starting to rise, and I think, you know, especially for Texans, our economy is thriving here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I think that's something, the economy is something that we'll probably hear about.
Sure.
But he also is going to have to take the success of what he perceives as the success of getting this tax bill passed, and now trying to get other things done. The infrastructure bill,
right.
And also immigration.
Immigration, that's a huge one. You spoke with Congressman Mark Vesey and John Ratcliffe earlier today. What do they have to say ahead of the State of the Union?
Well, we talked to, as you said, Congressman Mark Vesey of Fort Worth, and Democrat. And we also talked to Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe of Heath.
Right.
And both of them really want the president to bring the country together, and talk about not only in, you know, substantive ways, but style-wise. And so I think what you're going to see tonight is the president is really going to stick to the script.
Okay.
I don't foresee him diverting or, you know, but who knows? I mean, it depends on what he sees in the crowd. And we know there may very well be some distractions tonight, because we know that there are some Democratic congresswomen who are going to be wearing black for the Me Too movement. But there are also going to be Republican women, members of Congress, who are going to be wearing red, white, and blue for the troops. And so I think it'll be interesting to see how the president reacts to that, but I would pretty much expect him to stick to the script. Most of them do.
Right, sure. And again, your comments are coming in right now, so let us know what you think, maybe what you're hoping to hear from the president tonight at the State of the Union address. If you have any questions for Jack, make sure that you get those in. He's standing by here live with us, chit-chatting and taking these questions. One other thing I wanted to ask you about, because there's a group of members of Congress that have essentially, they're boycotting the State of the Union address tonight. Talk a little bit about, Jack, this kind of controversy surrounding this, because I know members of Congress are doing this, but I'm hearing of State of the Union boycott parties happening all across the country with just people. And so what's kind of been the climate when it comes to that?
Well, first to talk about the members of Congress who are boycotting, there are 9 members of Congress that I've counted so far who are boycotting. These are Democrats. Who are boycotting, as far as, and they're doing it. And in fact, right before we were doing our satellite interviews with our members of Congress, I was listening to Democrat Maxine Waters of Los Angeles, and she is one of the members of Congress who was boycotting tonight. And she was telling the person who was interviewing her that she doesn't believe the president has the capability to bring the country together, and so therefore she felt why bother showing up? She has been an outspoken critic of the president really from the beginning. And so it may or may not be a surprise to people to learn that she's among those boycotting tonight.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we do hear a lot about. Even yesterday when we were previewing tonight's big State of the Union address, was people wanting to hear a message of unity. Because the reality here is, I mean, we've had a pretty divisive year when it comes to politics. I mean, I think everybody could agree to that.
It's been divisive. It's been divisive before. You know, when we had our Facebook panel last week, when I was doing our Facebook Live panel on the president's first year, there was a lot of agreement that, yes, it has been a divisive year, but it was divisive before. And so that they agreed that President Trump was not the cause of necessary divisiveness. He's the product of it. whether he's added to it or not.
Yeah.
But I think society is so polarized right now, politically speaking. It was before. And so, but I do think a lot of people will tune in tonight because they want to see what's he going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do think there will be a lot of tune in tonight.
Okay, all right. Well, Jack Fink, thanks so much for the insight. We will see you later on tonight. And of course, you're going to have a recap of this tonight at 10 o'clock on CBS 11. Jack, thanks so much. Live look right now outside. This looks like Fort Worth there. Some blue skies out there. And Ellis Parks. Oh, Dallas. I was looking at the little screen. I'm sorry.
No matter where you look, right?
Yeah.
Everybody got.
By the way, we should point out that Colby McAdda, a good friend of ours here in the studio, he's right now doing cameras, but he does many jobs here. He's celebrating a birthday today, so happy birthday to Colby. And here's Colby. You see? Happy birthday, Colby.
Thank you. High five.
Thank you.
Kelly Harris.
To work on your
Kelly Harris says happy birthday too. By the way, on Facebook. So a lot of people out here wishing Colby a happy birthday. Hey, let's talk a little bit of weather here because, again, we were looking at some fires earlier. It's dry and windy.
Dry and windy. We've said this one, haven't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so today and tomorrow, dew points are going to be really low, especially today and into early on Wednesday. And our winds, as we know, have been picking up. So with that in place and dry fuels to work with, yes, we will be talking, again, high fire risk the next 2 days. Wind speeds right now picking up since this morning. You can see mid to upper teens, 18 mile per hour sustained wind there from DFW. So it is going to stay quite windy. And with that in mind, a red flag warning is in effect for our extreme, you can see western, really just outside of our viewing area mainly.
Yeah.
But we are seeing the red flag warning there. That's the highest level of concern. And then under that, fire weather watch, that's those tan locations. So that would include places like Denton, stretching up to Cook County, Montague as well. And we're talking wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour both today and tomorrow.
And of course, wind has played a big role in a lot of these grass fires that we've been covering. And if we could right now, let's go ahead and see if we can take that live look again from Chopper 11. We were talking about this earlier. A lot of folks on Facebook asking about this fire, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going back to this real quick, give you another look of what we're seeing from Chopper 11. This is Ellis County, city of Palmer, within the city limits, off of Craig Road and Green Acres. We're told, Annalise, you know, this started as a grass fire. There were some structures there in that area, and you can see that's unfortunately what is left of them. We're being told that 5 structures there have been affected in one way or another. Some of them completely burnt through, reduced to ashes. You can see there, and it looks like firefighters were working to save at least 2 other structures from that same fate. But again, you know, these fires, they move quickly, and they can consume you know, properties and structures very fast as well.
Absolutely. You see those plumes getting blown around with the gusty winds we're dealing with.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's talk to some folks over on Facebook. By the way, more birthday shout outs from Norma, John, and Vanchia Barber. Everybody's saying happy birthday, Colby. Valerie is asking about if anyone, if there's any injuries in this fire or not. Valerie, we're working all of those details right now. As of last check, there is no report that anybody was hurt in this. And quite honestly, the only people that we've seen down there are firefighters that are down there. Do we know what those structures are? They look, from what we're being told and from what we can tell, they seem to be like mobile homes of sorts. Okay. And here, when you get the zoomed out view, you can see where that grass fire was isolated to. It looks like about a block or so, and that's where all of these structures were sitting. So off to the left, you can see some smoke coming off of whatever was smoldering down there. And that's totally gone. Over to the right side, looks like you know, one trailer that looks to have its walls intact, a mobile home perhaps, but the roof is gone. And then 2 areas that, if you look closely, it looks like the footprint of a couple of mobile homes. That's nothing but ashes at this point, and just kind of, you know, some debris down there. Can you see that?
And it looks like a roof, a house that's still intact, but the roof on the bottom of the screen, there in the middle. Right. So again, I mean, we're not sure exactly, you know, what all those structures had inside of them.
but at least on a couple of them, I mean, they're gone at this point. I mean, let's just be frank here. It's an unfortunate situation. We're certainly keeping those folks in our thoughts. Anybody affected by this, we don't know right now if this was several people's homes, if it was just maybe one person who lived on that piece of property that had several structures there. We're not sure of that right now, but the firefighters are doing what they do, working to try and get this put out quickly. We did see them working on one of the structures, the one off to the left there. Can you see that, Ellis?
Yes.
The one that still has smoke coming out through the roof. They were working to save that one as much as they can, or as much as they could, and it looks like at this point it's just like smoke that's coming out of it.
Right.
So I don't see any more fire, is what I'm saying. So that's certainly a sign that that they've progressed in their efforts to put the fire out. Now it's just a matter of making sure it doesn't start up again.
Exactly.
Because that can happen at any moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Or hot spots. Got to keep an eye on that too.
Yeah. All right, folks. For you all watching us here on Facebook Live, we're going to have a whole lot more on this coming up on CBS 11 News at 4 o'clock. For now, we certainly thank you for joining in and for chatting with us, sending in your questions and your comments. So thank you very much. And once again, happy birthday, Colby. Thank you very much. We will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.